All right, next game up here is the Bengals and the Steelers, and what the hell is going on with the Steelers offense, folks? Getting out to slow starts, not putting up any points, turning the ball over. Matt Canada is floundering here because when I'm looking at their overall roster, I can't put the blame on Big Ben. The accuracy is there. The arm strength is still there to a T, and we're going to talk about that. The arm strength is probably going to get a little bit down slope in a couple of games here, and we'll talk about why, but I'm not going to put the blame on Big Ben. He is still serviceable right now. They've got wide receivers on deck, and they got Najee Harris who's lighting it up. It's got to be something with the play calling, something on that end, because why is this Steelers team only putting up 10 points? Why is this Steelers team getting shut out in the first half or only putting up 7 or 3 points in the first half? What is going on? And they lose the game last night to the Bengals, and I got to give credit to Joe Burrow. He was looking fantastic. Jamar Chase, man, oh man, that man swindled everybody. And I want to kind of know, was that their game plan for the preseason? Nobody wanting to kind of give away any of their secrets. Everyone trying to play big brain IQ in the preseason games. When do we play our starters? Do we not play our starters? We're not going to play our main quarterbacks. We play them for a series in game 3, the preseason finale. We don't play them all. But what the Bengals did with Jamar Chase was they used him like 1 or 2 plays every single preseason game. Did they have him intentionally drop all those passes to get everybody kind of being like, oh, this man can't even play, overlooking Jamar Chase, and then he hits the scene, touchdown. What has he got, 4 or 5 touchdowns already this season after 3 games? The man is absolutely incredible out here, folks. Man, oh man. So I don't know if Zach Taylor here, the head coach for the Bengals, is playing big brain IQ, but if he is, it got him to a 2-1 start, and Jamar Chase is definitely the best rookie wide receiver of this draft class by a mile so far. Devontae Smith a close second, Jalen Waddle not even a close third, honestly. So, got to give a lot of credit to Jamar Chase, but let's go back to the Steelers team and talk about what's going on here, because first of all, you had Big Ben throw the ball 58 times. 58 times? What the hell are you doing? You ran the ball only 14 times? What is going on? And this is kind of why we say it's got to be on Matt Canada. Why are you passing the ball 58 times? We read the quote in the offseason where everybody was on the same page. Mike Tomlin, the head coach, Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator, Big Ben, Najee Harris, they were all on the same page of, hey, we need to run the ball more. And now 3 games into the season, you got Big Ben slinging it around 58 times? What the hell? We heard from Big Ben of why he was feeling so good at the start of this season was because he wasn't throwing the ball that much in the offseason, not utilizing that arm, not stress testing that arm, so he was fresh for the season. And now you go and throw the ball 58 times week 3. Big Ben's arm is not going to last now, and the play calling is not going to do him any favors. So we are close to potentially, we're not going to write off this Steelers team 100% like we just did with the Colts and like we did with the Giants. But we're getting there. We probably only have we probably got a solid 40% still buyability into the Steelers team, but we need to see them start putting up the points. There is no excuse why the Steelers team has not put up a 30-plus point performance yet this season. There's really no excuse. So they got to get something going here, but let's talk about Big Ben and these stats here. He goes 38 of 58 passing. Jeez Louise. 38 of 58. 65%, which is still good by the numbers, but way too many passes. We don't need Big Ben, aging Big Ben, throwing the ball this many times. And it's only for 318 yards, so a little bit of dink and dunk with the 38 completions. He had 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Obviously, you're going to be throwing a pick or 2 when you're throwing the ball 58 times, folks. That's absurd. It's absurd. So Big Ben absurd. Let's see where these interceptions came. First interception came in the first quarter, and the Bengals go down and score 7 points off of it. Very well done by that Bengals team. We put high emphasis on scoring off of turnovers and making your opponent pay, and the Bengals did that. All right, the second interception came in the third quarter, the first drive of the third quarter, and once again, the Bengals go down and score 7 points off of that, so making him pay on every single interception. Big credit there to that Bengals team. Very well done. And then we had no fumbles, right? No fumbles here for the Steelers. No lost fumbles anyway, so Big Ben's 2 interceptions, only 2 turnovers of the game, result into 14 points the other way. Well done by the Bengals. And once again here, Steelers getting out to a slow start. We've seen this game 1, game 2, and now game 3. Can we please, and they've been at home the last 2 weeks. How are you not getting out to hot starts at home? That's never a great sign. What the hell? This offensive coordinator needs to get it together, please. First drive here for the Steelers, 3 and out. Second drive, 3 and out. Third drive is the interception drive on 3 plays. Fourth drive, 8 plays, 11 yards, barely moving the ball there, half the punt. And then finally, the 5th drive of the game comes a touchdown. But then after the touchdown, they're back to 3 and out. And then it's halftime. And then coming out of halftime, it's the interception. And then after the interception drive, we get a missed field goal. So even when they're getting into field goal range, look at this, folks. 1st and 10 from the Bengals 24-yard line, Big Ben pass incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the Bengals 24-yard line, Big Ben pass incomplete. 3rd and 10 from the Bengals 24-yard line, Big Ben pass incomplete, and then they settle for a 42-yard field goal, and that flounders, they missed that. So really kind of game over by then when you have a drive that is decently pushing out down the ball down the field, getting into kind of very near the red zone, and that Big Ben flounder. So we'll take a look at that as well in our Wednesday film study to try to get a better, clear understanding of why this Steelers team is floundering as a whole when they really shouldn't be. Some of it's the play calling. How much of it is on Big Ben? How much is it on the wide receivers not catching the ball? So we'll investigate all that a little bit more in depth on Wednesday's film study show. But man, oh man, getting down big against some of these teams. Against the Bills, they got down 10-0. Against the Raiders, they were down big, couldn't kind of claw their way back. And now once again, getting down 24-7 here against the Bengals. And the Bengals didn't score from 6 minutes and 25 seconds in the third quarter for the rest of the game. They didn't score. So once again, the door was kind of open there for the Steelers. They just couldn't walk through that door and take advantage. And once again, why the Steelers team? You should be like, yeah, they should be able to come back down 24-7. Not every single game, but they should be able to at least do it or look serviceable or kind of close it in, make it a 1-score game, get this game down to 24-17 at least. But they couldn't even do that. So something's got to give here with the Steelers offense. Big Ben is slinging it around way too much. We get Najee Harris, 14 carries for 40 yards, not even 3 yards a carry, so he was struggling in that department. But we do know he's a dual threat running back in this league, and Najee Harris was the leading receiver here for the Steelers team. And I don't like that he was the most targeted. That's dink and dunk. Absolutely, that's dink and dunk proof right here. Najee Harris, leading receiver for the Steelers team, 14 receptions for 102 yards, but he was targeted 19 times, the most by a decent amount. Then we get Chase Claypool, 9 receptions, 96 yards. He was targeted 15 times. But after them, I mean, we get the third leading targeted receiver was Pat Frymouth, their tight end, with 5 targets. So Big Ben is truly dinking and dunking here. Now, is that by design, or is that by Big Ben not trusting his arm, or just the receivers not getting open? That is like what we said. We are going to look a little bit more further into on Wednesday's film study now that the All-22 is out, folks. Finally. Only took them 3 weeks, so we're not going to get too down on Game Pass, but it's finally here. Cannot wait till Wednesday's show. But man, oh man, what the hell is going on with the Steelers offense? Something's got to give, and we'll find out on Wednesday. Alrighty, now let's talk about this Bengals team. Absolute big credit here by Joe Burrow, and this is what we mean. You don't need to sling the ball around 57 times or 58 times. Joe Burrow threw the ball 18 times. He threw the ball 18 times last night, folks. And they get the win, and they were able to move the ball. So, well done to Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, 14 of 18 passing. That's what we're talking about. Slow and steady with these quarterbacks. You don't need to throw them into the fire. 77% completion percentage. He had 172 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did throw a pick as well. Not great there, but overall, real solid performance here. Accurate, efficient, got the win on the road. Division opponent. What more could you ask for out of Joe Burrow? Now, the interception came on their second drive, could have, derailed the entire game, but then Big Ben comes back and throws an interception off the interception, and then Joe Burrow says, I'm not going to kind of, make the same mistake twice, and goes down and throws a touchdown off of an interception. So, well done by Joe Burrow to clean up his mistakes. Joe Mixon out here running the ball great so far. 18 carries, 90 yards. Very well done by him. And then the leading receiver here for the Bengals, Jamar Chase, 4 receptions, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns, getting open, getting down the field. And Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase is back in action here in the NFL. So well done to Jamar Chase. Then we get Tyler Boyd, second leading receiver here for the Bengals, 4 receptions, 36 yards, 1 touchdown. Chris Evans, 2 receptions, 26 yards. So overall, not a big passing game. Took advantage of the short fields, took advantage of the miscues by the Steelers. And, sometimes that's all it takes and that's all you need to do. So well done by Joe Burrow, just doing what he needed to do in this game. Didn't do kind of anything above and beyond. Didn't kind of try to do too much. And they end up winning here on the road 24-10. So well done to the Bengals. Let's quickly see how many times was Big Ben sacked. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So threw the ball 58 times, sacked and hit 4 times. Big Ben, is he going to make it at the end of the season? Make it to the end of the season? I don't think so, folks. I think we're going to get a repeat performance of the Steelers in the back end of last season, and that was nothing good. And as we see right here, they're not off to an 11-0 start where they can afford to kind of be absolute trash offensively, and Big Ben's arm being trash, throwing the ball down the field in the back end of the season because they had an 11-game cushion. They're 1-2 now. Not great. So, well done by the Bengals, 24-10 win over the Steelers.